Hey Los Blancos fans, welcome back. Today we've got some absolutely massive news that's going to shake up the Madrid universe. We're talking about a controversial six-match ban that's got everyone talking, potential goodbyes from beloved players, and a bombshell €120 million transfer that could change everything. But before we dive into these incredible stories, make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe with notifications on so you never miss our latest Real Madrid content. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming up next. Let's start with the news that has divided Madridistas everywhere. The Spanish Football Federation's Appeals Committee has officially rejected Real Madrid's appeal regarding Antonio Rudiger's six-match suspension. This decision was made last Thursday, and it's sending shockwaves through the club. For those who need a refresher, this all stems from the Copa del Rey final against Barcelona on April 26th in Sevilla. According to the final report by referee Ricardo de Burgos Bengochea, Rudiger was expelled for throwing an object from the technical area, specifically an ice ball. Now here's the thing. The ice ball didn't actually hit anyone, but the authorities still considered it worthy of punishment. But it gets worse. The report also states that Rudiger had to be restrained by several members of the technical staff, showing what they described as aggressive behavior during the incident. These actions combined led to the harsh six-match suspension under Article 101 of the Disciplinary Code, which covers minor violence against referees. Real Madrid tried to defend their player, arguing that Rudiger showed spontaneous remorse by publicly apologizing on social media. However, this wasn't enough to sway the disciplinary authorities. The punishment, which can range from 4 to 12 matches for this type of infraction, was officially imposed on April 29th. This is a massive blow for Madrid, losing one of their key defenders for 6 crucial matches. Rudiger has been instrumental in their defensive setup, and his absence will definitely be felt in the upcoming fixtures. Now, shifting to what could be an emotional Saturday at the Santiago Bernabeu. We're looking at potential farewells that will tug at every Madridista's heartstrings. First up is Jesus Vallejo. At 28 years old, the Spanish defender will officially say goodbye to Real Madrid this Saturday against Real Sociedad. His contract expires on June 30th, and despite speculation about a possible temporary extension for the Club World Cup, that possibility has been completely ruled out. Madrid won't include him in the trip to the United States, making this weekend's match his final appearance in the famous white jersey. Vallejo's journey with Madrid has been quite remarkable, even if it wasn't always on the pitch. He was signed back in 2015 but stayed one more season at Real Zaragoza before being loaned to Eintracht Frankfurt in 2017. His career has been a series of loans: Wolverhampton Wanderers, Granada twice, before returning to Madrid last summer, to close a cycle of almost 10 years. Here's what's incredible, though. Despite limited playing time, Vallejo has accumulated an impressive trophy collection. We're talking about 13 titles total: 1 La Liga, 1 Copa del Rey, 2 Spanish Super Cups, 3 UEFA Super Cups, 3 Club World Cups, 2 Champions League titles, and 1 Intercontinental Cup against Pachuca. Not bad for someone who didn't get many minutes on the pitch. But here's where it gets even more emotional. According to reports from Cope, Luka Modric might also be saying his goodbyes this Saturday. The 39-year-old Croatian maestro wants to continue playing for another season, but the club hasn't given any signals about renewing his contract, which expires right after the Club World Cup. Sources suggest this would be an institutional decision, not coming from Xavi Alonso, who's set to take over as head coach next season. The thought of losing Modric, one of the greatest midfielders in football history, is almost unimaginable for Madrid fans. This Saturday could also mark the final appearances of Carlo Ancelotti and Lucas Vázquez at the Bernabeu as well. Now let's talk about the news that's got everyone's phones buzzing: Real Madrid's interest in Chelsea's Enzo Fernandez, and we're talking about a potential €120 million deal. Here's how this story unfolded. Chelsea contacted Real Madrid, not specifically to negotiate for Enzo, but to inquire about some Madrid players who interest them at Stamford Bridge. During these conversations, Enzo's name came up prominently. While there wasn't an official offer, Madrid is now fully aware of the situation surrounding the Argentine midfielder. And here's the kicker. Enzo is genuinely attracted to the possibility of wearing the white jersey. But this would be a colossal operation, starting at 120 million euros, the same estimated value as Florian Wirtz, who happens to be Xavi Alonso's favorite target. The profile is interesting too. While Wirtz is more of a classic organizer, Enzo brings more of an articulating style to the midfield. But for such a massive investment to be possible, Madrid would need to make a significant sale first, opening up financial space for a galactic signing. We're talking about a move equivalent to potentially selling someone like Rodrigo from the current squad. What makes this even more intriguing is that Enzo isn't unknown at Valdebebas. Since 2022, following his brilliant World Cup performance in Qatar, Madrid has been receiving very positive reports about him. When the Bellingham operation was taking shape, Enzo was actually being considered more seriously as a solid alternative to Jude. He was even discussed in Madrid's board meetings, and player representatives had conversations with Madrid officials before Chelsea swooped in. The timing wasn't right then, but it served to establish bridges between Madrid and the players' camp. Back then, Enzo showed personality and enormous potential but hadn't yet played in Europe's top 5 leagues. Now that's changed. He's consolidated himself at Chelsea, showing maturity and consistency. This season, Enzo has been vital to Enzo Maresca's project, contributing 7 goals and 13 assists. For Chelsea to even consider letting him go, any offer below 120 million euros would be unrealistic. These are the same values that would be demanded for Wirtz. And here's a personal touch that Madrid fans will love. Enzo genuinely loves the city of Madrid. In informal conversations with close friends, he's admitted he adores the city and travels there whenever Chelsea gives him time off. Speaking of the future, let's talk about Xavi Alonso's vision for the new Madrid. The incoming coach has made his preferences crystal clear, specifically requesting the signings of Martin Zubimendi and Florian Wirtz, as revealed by AS newspaper. This shows Alonso's clear plan to fill the squad with even more talent in the central zone. Whether it's these two, the Real Sociedad player and the German national team midfielder, or other names, the focus is definitely on midfield reinforcement. The club wants to quickly seal what they're calling the triple promise with Xavi Alonso, Alphonso Davies, and Trent Alexander-Arnold as reinforcements for the Club World Cup. But the vision goes beyond that, with the midfield being the priority area for investment. This represents a complete shift from Madrid's more conservative approach in recent transfer windows to an aggressive and determined version. It's a 180-degree turn driven by a clear diagnosis of the team's needs. Looking at all these developments, we're witnessing a pivotal moment in Real Madrid's recent history. The Rudiger situation highlights the ongoing tension with referees and disciplinary bodies that Madrid has faced this season. Losing a key defender for 6 matches could significantly impact their defensive stability. The potential departures of Vallejo and especially Modric represent the end of an era. Modric's possible exit would be particularly symbolic, considering his legendary status and continued high level of performance at 39. However, the Enzo Fernandez pursuit signals Madrid's intent to rebuild strategically. At 120 million euros, it would be a statement signing that demonstrates the club's commitment to competing at the highest level under Xavi Alonso's leadership. The key factor will be Madrid's ability to generate funds through player sales. The club's financial strategy will determine whether they can execute these ambitious plans while maintaining squad balance and depth. What a whirlwind of news, Los Blancos fans. We've covered Rudiger's controversial ban being upheld, the emotional potential farewells of Vallejo and possibly Modric, the explosive 120 million euro interest in Enzo Fernandez, and Xavi Alonso's ambitious midfield plans. This Saturday's match against Real Sociedad is shaping up to be much more than just another fixture. It could mark the end of several chapters in Madrid's story while setting the stage for an exciting new era. That's all for today. Please leave your comments below and hit the like button. Thank you for watching.